God damn, it's cold. What's up? Back with the chronicles of yapping. Today I want to go over macroeconomics. Not in the super lame way, hopefully. If you found this part of YouTube, then you're too far gone. I can't help you. I want to talk about how it affects Pokemon and this kind of invincibility that I think major creators in the space are pushing, and how it can be dangerous for a lot of young investors. I know myself, I got really into investing when I was about 16, give or take. I'm turning 25 this year, so it's not a super long time, but long enough to have gained a little bit of knowledge that hopefully I can share with some people that are even newer than me. So the big thing is that macroeconomics are powerful and they happen fast. So what I mean by that is, if you are investing in Pokemon and you are relying on the money that is sitting in Pokemon for bills, for plans, for a car, whatever the case is, then you're doing it wrong. And I say that because if you bought something, you're hanging up a lot of money in it, you're committing a lot of resources, and if you need that money, you're going to need it quick, and you may force yourself into a bad position or force yourself into a loss on a product that potentially was a really good buy. Like it may have been something you bought at a good point in time, and you make a very minuscule gain on it, or you make a loss on it on the basis of needing the money and needing it quick. So what am I talking about? Well, there's a lot of major things. The big thing that people generally don't understand, in my opinion, is variable rate mortgages. So bear with me for a second here. Variable rate mortgages are the mortgages you can get on a house that are for 3 years, for 5 years, in some cases for 10 years, that are the lowest rate that people offer. And the point of this is, in Canada, where I'm from, with our freaking -10 Celsius outside right now, this sucks, we have the highest level of variable rate mortgages in the world. We're like super special. And what this means, and the US has these as well, but not to the same extent. What this means is that things can change very quickly. So if the federal interest rates increase dramatically, people can get cooked. Their mortgage payments can go up substantially. Of course, the argument, the Federal Reserve doesn't want this to happen. They don't want people to be destroyed financially, but it has happened before, and history has a special ability of rhyming, not necessarily repeating itself, but to think that you are invincible and that Pokemon is this indefinite up, just because it's been a very good product to hold, doesn't mean that you're safe, 100%. So be responsible, buy products that you can afford, and not only can you afford, but you can afford to buy duplicates of. I think this is a really good practice to have as a buyer, especially when you're newer in the space, is to buy duplicates of it. Of course, there's people that are going to be buying their legendary treasures, their undaunted boxes, and maybe they're only buying one box for collection sake, whatever the case. I'm talking more modern. If you are buying modern stuff, you should be able to buy a couple of them. And the benefit of this is that if you need a little bit of money, 2 years in the future, 3 years in the future, you can sell one of them in a way that you're not rushed to do so. So you don't need to urgently sell it. You can list it and try to get the money for it. And you don't need to stress about whether you've picked the right time in history to buy it. So a lot of people think in this space that because of the way that it is presented to them by these YouTubers, and from what I've seen, is that everything has to be booster boxes. Booster boxes are the most dense way to get Pokemon cards. So you can get the most amount of Pokemon cards in the smallest amount of space. And so for effective reasons for like having, you know, storage for all these things, I agree. Booster boxes are the best way to hold things. If you are making $1,000 a month, okay, and you're spending half of it on a booster box that you like, I don't know what to tell you. That's not a good idea. Okay, you don't need to be like a economics major of any form to understand that that's a terrible idea. So that's what I came here to say today. Be smart with your money. If you can't buy duplicates of something, buy duplicates of the ETB, for example. Will the ETB appreciate at the same rate as the booster box? Maybe not. Probably not. But I can tell you, when you need to sell it, right, you're not going to be hurt as bad. You're not going to have to think about it as long, because if you bought your, you know, what's a good example? Your $1,000 Lost Origin box right now. Phenomenal buy. I think Lost Origin's a great buy at $1,000. If you make enough money to buy $1,000 discretionary investment. That's the kicker. A lot of people are spending the majority of their money like on Pokemon. I you know, I respect the hustle, but like, you gotta, you know, slow down for a second. Try to buy things that you can buy duplicates of. Maybe for you it's booster bundles. Maybe for you it's blisters. Blisters get a, you know, bad rep, right? You look at a $10 blister from 15 years ago. They're largely still going for $450 to $500 for 2 packs, 3 packs, sometimes 4 packs. These things do well over time. So yeah, you might not have the best investment ever, but my point, you're a lot less likely to be forced to sell something that you bought that is only a very small portion of your income than you are the $1,000 booster box. Because now the moment the times get tough, you're gonna go, oh, I better sell that booster box. So I do agree, this market's is here to stay. Things are very likely to go up, but are you prepared if everything goes down 25-30%? Are you situated financially to deal with that, or are you going to have to sell some stuff and sell it quick to pay your bills and to not screw yourself over? Think about it. I'll be back with some more stuff on cheap cards to buy, because I don't think there's a lot of that out there. Peace.